Today, I want to share something very powerful with you and a very deadly mistake you are making that you don't know that you are making that mistake. I was also trying to make the same mistake, but I changed my mind not to make those mistakes. And I will tell you a short story. Years ago, I used to follow Apostle Joshua Selma very, very, very well. And I used to follow majority of his preachings, and I used to um, listen to him and pray with him on online. So one day I was following one of his teachings, and as I continued praying and fasting, I started praying a prayer that I said, um, I want to grow up to become like him. I want to become powerful spiritually like him, right? So immediately when I started praying that prayer, my inner self told me that I am doing a wrong prayer. And my inner self asked me, do I really know who I am? I said no. And he said, then how come you are praying to become like somebody, not you trying to pray to become yourself? So my inner self asked me again that if I am praying to become like Apostle Joshua Selma, and maybe I am born to be more powerful and more greater than Apostle Joshua Selma, do I know that I'm limiting myself to a level that is not chosen for me? I'm limiting myself to a level that is not chosen for me. Saying this, I'm not saying I am powerful than Apostle Joshua Selma, or I am born to be greater than Apostle Joshua Selma. But my inner self was giving me example about the mistake we make when we see somebody doing something and then we started praying to become that person, not knowing that every human being have their own path, every human being have their ways of greatness. So you can't decide that I'm praying to become somebody else. You can't choose to be praying that instead of praying to become who you are born to be, who you are here to fulfill a right destiny, instead of focusing on that one, you are rather praying to become somebody you think the person is powerful today, the person is great today. Now, for you to get this thing clear, let me break it down for you. Years back, all of us know that somebody like Bill Gates, he used to be the richest man in the world. Today, he's no more the richest man in the world. And Elon Musk is the richest man. The same way, you can be looking at somebody today and you think because the person is powerful, the person is doing great, the person is doing well, you start praying that you want to become that person, not knowing maybe you might grow up to become times any amount of that person. You can become more powerful than that person, you can become more successful than that person, you can become more influential than that person. But because you think you are young or you are just starting in life, you look at that person and you think, oh, I want to become like this person. You see, it's a dangerous mistake all of us make, and especially with the young one. When we see successful people, we think um, we are praying to become like them. But I think it's a wrong prayer. Praying to become somebody is wrong. Pray to become a better and a greater version of yourself. Pray to make sure that Whatever you are here to fulfill, you fulfill it. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is this mistake is mostly made in the church. When I was in church, I see we all pray this type of prayer, and as I continue growing, and I realize that it's a very deadly and a dangerous mistake we are making. What is that thing? It's a prayer that I don't know where we get it from, or we read it in the Bible. I said, and we pray this prayer, I tap into your blessing. Somebody will go and lay his hand on somebody's car and said, I tap into your blessing. Somebody will see somebody's marriage on Facebook and they said, I tap into the blessing of this marriage. Somebody will see somebody's success on social media and said, I tap into your blessing. But do you sit down and think about what exactly you are doing when you say you tap into somebody's blessing? Okay. So let's say my hair here and right now, before my hair grow to this level, maybe I don't have to sleep for 10 days before my hair was able to grow to this level. Now you see my hair on social media and you said, I tap into the blessing of this hair. Now what exactly you are doing is that you are saying the suffering I suffer not to sleep for 10 days before I was able to grow this hair, you are also expecting the same suffering to come, because this hair doesn't come automatically without any suffering, without any sacrifice, without any proper discipline, or without any proper investment. It came purposely because an investment was done, a decision was made to be able to grow this hair. Now you see the hair on social media and you said, I tap into the blessing of this hair, not knowing that you don't know the troubles, the challenges, the difficulties, the pain, the frustration behind the hair. So I see with the young ones, especially the people in the church, seeing somebody's success and said, I tap into your blessing. But before you tap into the blessing, do you ask yourself, what are the consequences that come with these blessings? What are the troubles, the challenges, the difficulties that come with this blessing? Before you tap into somebody's marriage, do you know the consequences and the troubles that are going on in that relationship, or you are only seeing the beautiful side? Remember, if I give you my spectacle now, whatever problem the spectacle have, you are going with that spectacle. You are going with the problem too. So you are not only taking the problem, the spectacle, but you are taking the problem that is related with the spectacle too. If I give you a car right now and the car is having some problem, you should know that you are going with the same problem. So you are going to be solving that problem with the car. So before you get up and start tapping into somebody's blessing, do you find out what are the consequences the person went through? But most of us, we tap into somebody's blessings, but we don't sit down and ask, what are the difficult moments of this person before the blessing come? What are the dark period of this person before the blessing come? We don't think about these ones. The only one we think about is, I tap into your blessing. Now you are tapping into somebody's blessing that you don't know after you tap into that blessing, the consequences, the troubles that will rise with the blessing you are tapping into. What I want to tell you today is that before you tap into somebody's blessing, be careful, because you might not know what the person went through to get to that level. Pray to fulfill your own mission. Pray to fulfill your own destiny. Pray to fulfill your own way of doing things more than just tapping into people's blessing. Because the blessing you are tapping into, you might not know the consequences that will come with the blessing. You might not know the trouble that will arise. The person you are tapping into his or her marriage, If maybe the person revealed the difficult side of their marriage to you, you will never like to tap into it. The person you are tapping into their success, if they reveal the troubles that they went through to get that success, you will never like. You will never like. So before you tap into somebody's blessing, first find out what the person went through to become that person before you tap into the blessing. Thank you for watching.